This man stole $300 million from Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. He was sentenced 25 years in jail and this happened to him. This is a very sad story, and this story will change your mind about any contract. This man was not only greedy, but he fooled the entire world. His name was Lou Pearlman. I believe most of you remember Backstreet Boys and NSYNC were one of the biggest boy bands in the world. This man was behind them. He looked like a genius, a father figure, and a businessman. But behind his smile, he was a con artist. He didn't just steal money, but he sold dreams, passion, and futures. This is a true story of how Lou Pearlman used pop music to run one of the biggest scams in American history. Lou was just a regular guy from Queens, New York. He loved airplanes and businesses. But guess what? His first scam had nothing to do with music. It was with airplanes. He created a company called Transcontinental Airline and told people that it was just like another Delta Airline or American Airline. But here is the thing. There was no real airplane, no real flight, just fake documents and big dreams. He printed fake insurance paper, fake balance sheet, and tricked banks and investors into giving him millions of dollars. People thought he was rich, but the truth was, it was all a show. Then one day, Lou had a brilliant and evil idea. He saw how big new kids on the blocks were doing in the 90s. They booked private jets, they lived luxury life and all that. So he said to himself, if I can't fly airplane, maybe I can fly a fake music empire.
And I was just questioning, how could these kids afford an airplane? And I was told these kids did $200 million in record sales and $800 million in touring and merchandising. I was like, I'm in the wrong business.
So he created Backstreet Boys in 1993. He picked 5 young boys, good-looking, handsome, and talented. He trained them, he fed them, he dressed them. He told them they were going to be superstars. But here is the thing about Lou. Lou was a great businessman. He knew how to train, package, and brand artists. He knew how to communicate with people. He understood everything about business, and he did an amazing job, even though he had bad intention. And of course, Backstreet Boys did become superstar. Soon after creating Backstreet Boy, he created a subsidiary, NSYNC, another band. Yes, the same NSYNC with Justin Timberlake. He created this new band because he thought someone else might create a band to compete with Backstreet Boy. So instead of someone to do it, he decided to do it by himself.
One of the most memorable things that Lou said to me was explaining the origins of NSYNC, and the way he framed it to me was, well, where there's Coke, there's Pepsi, and somebody's going to come along and do the Backstreet Boys knockoff, so why shouldn't it be us?
What Lou told us worked like a charm. He pitted us against each other, and we stayed against each other our whole entire careers. If I saw them in a room, I wouldn't even want to talk to them. I was scared of them. I didn't know if they were going to yell at me or not.
And somehow, he made these two bands to compete with each other so that he can be making more money. Because the both bands were famous.
Telling the Backstreet Boys, who've been working for years to become successful, and they turned down one Disney special, and now their competition is breathing over their neck, and their competition is managed by their manager.
Lou was making millions from these boys, millions from concerts, from merch and album sales. But here is the dark part. He had them sign contracts they did not understand. Because they were just boys, they knew nothing about contracts or about music. The boys said, at a point, Lou was paying them $35 per day.
We were making $35 a day, which was our per diem. And I remember thinking that was such a lot of money because this is all free. Everything, my life was free.
Everywhere you'll ever stay is free. And we're going to give you a per diem on top of that. I'm thinking I'm king of the castle at this point.
And the contract paid him more than the artists themselves. After selling thousands of records worth millions of dollars, it was time to reward the boy. Lou set a big dinner date. The boys were not only excited, but they were expectant.
We've been touring for about almost 2 years.
#1 albums.
Countless radio promotions.
Things were going great for us.
This is as good as it gets right here.
They knew how famous they were. They knew they'd made millions of dollars.
You start thinking in your head, like, what could it be? Is it 6 figures? Is it $1 million? Like, what am I about to fall into right now? My life is about to change.
So they were expecting something huge, something big, until the big day. After years of touring, recording, and performing, Lou Pearlman gave these boys a check of $10,000 each. Yes, you heard me right. $10,000 each.
I open up the envelope, I see the check, and oh my gosh, like my heart sunk and I couldn't believe the number I was looking at.
The reaction from everybody when they saw their checks was just astonishment.
The check was $10,000. And not to sound ungrateful, because $10,000 is a lot of money. But when you compare it to how many hours that we had put in to this group for years, it didn't even touch minimum wage at all.
After selling over $10 million, this was the most shocking moments of their lives. Some of them got lawyers involved and they went over the contracts. That was when they discovered that it was all a bad contract.
Started out like with this, small little, okay, this is bad. This is really bad. The deeper they dug, the worse it got. And it was just this webs upon webs of robbery.
Lou took most of the money. He even paid himself the sixth member of each of the band. He was their manager, he was a label, and he was the sixth member of the band, all in one. Now, this is what Lou believed. Lou believed without him, these boys will not be there. Without him, they will not become a band. So he felt entitled to everything they've made. While everyone thought Lou was a music genius, he was still running the fake airline scam on one side, a company that didn't exist. He told regular people, invest in me and I'll double it. And of course, this is someone that had the biggest music band in the world at that time, right? They had the biggest artists. Imagine someone like Don Jazzy or Jay-Z asking you to invest. I'm sure you'll not think about it twice and you'll not even think it could be scam. So over 1,800 people gave him money. Old people, friends, family, and even churches. At a point, he used the new money to pay the old investor that is called Ponzi scheme. Yes, it started in America a very long time ago. It's worked for him for a while, but things started crashing. Everything came out. The fake companies, the lies, and the stolen millions. By 2006, the FBI was on him. Lou didn't stay to face the music. He ran away to Bali in Indonesia. He went and hid in a cheap hotel under a fake name. But guess what? A sharp-eyed tourist saw him and called the police. Lou was arrested and sent back to the US. In court, they discovered Lou had stolen over $300 million. It was the biggest Ponzi scheme in US history before Barney Madoff. Even the artists NSYNC and Backstreet Boys were victims. In 2008, Lou was sentenced to 25 years in prison, but that is not where it ends. Lou thought he could be rich forever, but in prison, there were no fancy houses. There were no private jets. There were no boy band, just him and the four walls. And in 2016, Lou died in prison from heart problems. Lou Pearlman built an empire with fake smiles and dirty contracts. He made those guys stars, but he stole their shine. He was a creator and a destroyer at the same time. This is not just a crime story, but something that is happening in the music industry until today. If you ever need to sign any contract, make sure you get your lawyers. Read the terms and the clauses of the contract before you put a pen on the paper. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell button so you don't miss other amazing stories like this one.